that it worked awesome. You want to tell us a little bit about the tire?
Yeah, that was the new caliber tire. It worked really good. It made the car a lot easier to drive, and on truck it was ridiculous on truck. Just because of the new rim and the new foam. And on buggy, it made the car just way more consistent than what I was running before that. I was running a whole shot, which the surface looked like the whole shot pin design would have been better. But the caliber it worked really good. I think that tire will be using the majority of the time at most of the races from now on.
Yeah, cool. What was the name of that tire?
The caliber.
Caliber. Cool. And when's Proline releasing that?
I think the buggy tire has been shipped out already. I think the distributors already have it. So I think it should be available right now. I know the local hobby shops, I think, may already have them down here in California.
Cool. Cool. What compound were you running in that tire?
Okay. Sharon took it.
M3.
M3.
It was pretty cold up there, and the surface was cold.
Cool.
So yeah, we're running M3s.
Yeah, come on.
Cool.
Hit the card first.
Hey, I'm sitting here, or in front of me sitting here is one of your Chad Bradley Pro-Built X2 Truggies. And basically this is how it comes. You get wheels and tires, you get a body unpainted. And tell us a little bit about this deal, Chad.
I built it just how I build my own cars, with the setup, the disc setup, the shock setup. I do the linkage somewhat. I mean, it has to be tweaked a little bit, for your own electronics. The tires come glued and balanced.
Oh, so you balance the tires too, huh?
Yeah.
And tell everybody how important that is, especially in Truggy, balancing the tires.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, a lot of the tire manufacturers now are making their stuff, so it doesn't really have to be balanced. So I think maybe in a few months we probably won't be having to do it anymore. But what it does is the handling is way more consistent with the tires balanced. It just keeps the tires on the ground. It also helps, parts from wearing out because of vibration. Just being hard on the arms and all the linkages and stuff like that.
Yeah, speaking for myself, I'm one of the guys, when we get to the track, I'm so busy helping out the team, running around, setting up pits, doing all the stuff for, guys like Chad and Taylor and Matt Gosh and the rest of the team that if I do race, which I very rarely race, I don't ever have time to do that. I'm lucky just to get a new set of tires glued up. And what's funny is not balancing my tires, and then I'm at a track and I don't have time to glue up new tires. I'll get like Chad's one runs or one of the team guys' one runs that are balanced. You put them on your car, you just can't believe the difference, not only in the handling, but when you're holding the car in your hand, the car just vibrates all over the place when they're not balanced, especially in Truggy. It's really important.
Yeah.
So. All right, Chad, so the next big race of this year, I mean, we have a few races coming up, but the big race this year is the Roar Nationals back in Joliet, Illinois. How do you feel about that race?
I feel good. I've been watching a bunch of videos of that track. I like the size of it. I like the hard pack dry surface that I think we'll be running on. I haven't really been up that way too much, but I feel really good going that race. I think it'll be a good race, and I know the X2 truck and the X2 buggy is going to be awesome up there.
Yep. And have you been to that track before?
No, I've never been there. But our other team driver, Matt Gosh, it's kind of local for him. So getting tires set up and also general setup on the car, that's going to be a big plus with him up there. Having experience on that track.
Yep. Cool. Now, everybody always wonders how Chad Bradley gets such long run time on a fuel tank. So you got any tricks for us, Chad? What's your secret?
I think it has a lot to do with the driving style. Trying not to spin the tires out of the corners and also trying to keep up corner speed in the corners where you don't come to a complete stop and then having to get up to speed quickly from a dead stop. That kills run time. Fuel's a big part of it. And in a well-tuned motor and, in a good, pipe, all that stuff. But I think the most important is your driving style. for getting run time.
Yep, yep. Yeah, you know, at Jam Products, we make engines and pipes and cars, obviously, but, you know, Chad and Taylor, they've ran OS engines before actually they started running for us. And it's something we haven't pushed them onto is run our engines. Our engines work very well, but it's just been one of those things where the OS engine's been so reliable, so easy to tune for them. It's just been one of those things, and they have a really good working relationship with their drivers. They always have the product before the race and stuff. It's been something that we haven't pushed. And I think it's been a big part of our success in racing is because the racing or the engines have been so reliable and consistent. What do you think about the engine, Chad?
I turned it down.
The OS motors,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
I never have problems with them. I mean, they're great motors. They have tons of power. The fuel mileage is really good. I know there's a lot of guys on the team that run the Jam engines, and those motors seem awesome as well too. I mean, those would be my next choice on engines, and yeah, I mean, definitely motors in the last maybe 7 years have come a long way on like reliability and just keeping their tune at the races and staying running for an hour, without long main events.
Yeah, and a big part of that is also fuel. I know you were the one originally got me to go to Byron's Fuel, and I run Byron's Fuel, and a lot of our team runs Byron's Fuel, and it's been a very consistent fuel. And I know you run Works Fuel for the last few years, and it's been an excellent fuel also for you. Has the fuel been a big part of that success, do you feel also?
Yeah. I mean, I know the Byron's Fuel is very good, and then also the Works is very good as well. Yeah, I mean, fuel's been good.
Yeah, without good fuel, you can't get the runtime, you don't get the reliability out of the engines, and so the fuel has to be good also.
Yeah, exactly like we just said.
So, cool. All right, Chad. So when's the next time you're racing locally?
Probably this weekend somewhere. Maybe I'll go out to Revelation, or I don't know. I gotta kind of look into that, see where everybody's gonna show up this weekend.
Yep.
And then probably I'll be back at Hot Rods on Tuesday night and maybe start doing some electric racing down at OCRC.
Wednesday.
Hey, where was Chad last night?
Yep. Dave says maybe we'll get you in the studio here on Wednesday. We'll have to set a time and put it on the website, and maybe we could get you down here and we'll do like a live interview thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd be happy to do that.
About 2 or 3.
Maybe around 2 or 3 on Wednesday. We'll see how it goes.
All right. That means I gotta probably leave here around 8
Yep.
in the morning.
Yeah. Hey, the other thing, one thing that was cool last weekend was Jimmy Badcock race, and for you, those of you back east that don't know about it, it's the JBRL series. And last year he had excellent attendance. I went to a couple of them just to check them out and race, and it's some of the funnest times racing I've had, just hanging out, and he runs it really good. I think last week was like a world record, and I think they had 340 drivers for a one-day event Sunday. There's goods and bads to that. The problem is it's great for the promoter. The bad part is it's terrible for the racers that have to go to work on Sunday, but that just shows that racing is still strong out there. When you have 340 entries for a one-day race and it goes as that well, it probably couldn't go as good as it goes without Jimmy, because he runs a excellent show. What do you think about those events, Chad?
Yeah, I mean, I went to a few of the Babcock races last year and had a great time, and it's ran really professionally, and I didn't have a chance to make it up there last weekend out at Thunder Alley, but I plan on hitting up the ones that are coming up next. But yeah, like we say, man, the club racing here in Southern California, like since the beginning of the year, has been crazy. I mean, just on a Tuesday night out of Hot Rod, we're getting 90 to 100 entries, and those are like local guys. And even out of Revelation, the entries have been crazy. I've never seen it like this before with all these people racing.
Yeah, it's funny. The economy's definitely slowed down. All the manufacturers across the board have seen their sales drop, but it seems like sales have picked up in the last few months for everybody, talking to hobby shops and distributors, and I know from our sales. But I think people still need to go out and do something, and I think RC racing is still relatively cheap compared to what else is out there. And I think with the economy slowing, it actually could help us because, I mean, that's what it did in the mid-'80s. Economy was terrible, and RC was booming at the time because it was one of the few things people could do. And, I mean, from racing these things and racing myself, I race a real car, off-road car once in a while, and you get the same adrenaline rush racing an RC car. So, but it's a lot cheaper.
I agree.
So, all right, Chad. Well, thanks for taking our call, and good luck racing. And we'll probably see you here next Wednesday around 2 or 3. We'll post something live on the internet or on our website when the live broadcast will be. All right.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, Chad. Take care.